All right, let's talk about these gait issues that we commonly see. We commonly see the ankle collapsing in, the knee shifting in, and the hip shifting out to absorb force. Now, long term, we've got lots of troubles happening at the knee, the medial ligaments of the knee, at risk of injury, wear and tear in the knee, troubles, as well as impact going up into the hip and lower back because we're not absorbing force correctly. So what we want to work towards is straight feet, hips reaching back, knee loading over the ankle, even slightly out, right? And we're absorbing force this way. Nice, balanced, efficient. We're not going to have wear and tear, very conducive to our longevity. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. We're going to start with a small ball to do some release and mobility on the plantar fascia, the soles of your feet. So you're going to find any little tight spots on the sole of your feet. Hold, release, spread your toes, flex your toes up, curl down, flex your toes up, curl down on any tight spots. Once you've spent some time, and you might need like 3 to 5 minutes on either foot here at first, it's going to get better over time. All right, once you've felt any release of tension there, right, what that's going to do, release tension all the way up your Achilles into your calves as well. So you don't actually need to roll out the calves. That's typically very sore and not necessary if you've done the release on your plantar fascia. So 3 minutes either side on the feet, then stretching the calves right up into a pike. Heel drops down, but keeping the ankle nice and straight. You're not going to collapse in. Keeping the ankle nice and straight. Heel drops to the ground. And you're going to spend about 45 seconds to a minute, even a minute 30 per side here. Right. Straighten the knee, not completely locked out, but straighten the knee a little bit, bend it a little bit, and spend that time on either side. Okay. Then we're going to move up the body into the quadriceps. The outer quadriceps are used to being very dominant and tight and doing a lot of work. So you can take a foam roller, ideally something smaller, a hard mobility ball, kind of like a hockey ball type thing, into that outer quadricep here. Straight on and 45 degrees on. You're going to put that right in the belly of the muscle, in the middle of the muscle. Hold for about 40 seconds, 45 seconds either side. Then you're going to flex and straighten your knee, okay, while you're on the pressure of that mobility ball, okay. So again, do that front straight on and 45 degrees on, holding about 45 seconds, then flexing and extending about 15 times, okay. You're going to feel a nice relief of those outer quadriceps. It's going to start to feed tension into your backside, which has been disengaged for you. All right. Then the outer hamstring, you're going to just stretch out. You don't need to roll them. They don't respond that well to the rolling. One leg slightly bent in front of you, one leg kneeling, and you can reach down towards this leg. Now, I don't want you to let that foot go out and that knee to shift in. I want you to actually curl your toes, face the sole of your foot in, and then reach down. That's going to target specifically that outer hamstring area. All right. Reaching down to the ground. If you can only get to about here, or you need to put your hands on something, fine. Feel that stretch in the outer hamstring. Again, I would do about 60 seconds to a minute and a half per side. All right. Then we're going to move into, you're going to get your mobility ball again. This one's going to be quite uncomfortable. You're going to get into the side of your glute here, right? Not right on the hip flexor TFL. Behind that, you've got this little area here, right? That you're going to find little tight spots in there, right? For a lot of us, this will be very tight and tense. This glute medius and even our glute muscle is used to being very tight and holding itself very short. Okay, the glute medius, which is the side of your glute, that's been used to overworking because you've been absorbing force out like this, okay? Right, instead of back into your main glute, because that main glute hasn't been unlocked for you. So roll out that area. Again, probably need about 60 seconds to a minute and a half, even 2 minutes per glute at first. You can cross your legs over one another so that you lengthen that muscle and then expose it to some tension. Relax, get it to let go. Okay. After you've released Those outer glutes, we're going to unlock the glute medius, main glute, teach them how to work and load back by going into a crawl position, front leg 45 degrees, then reaching back, back, back. You're not going to go down into a deep pigeon pose. You're going to stay up high and active. You're going to start to get light on the back foot as if it could come off the ground, even light on your hands. Nice and active in the glutes. You don't want your hip to shift like out to the side. Your hip stays over your knee, okay, and reaches back, okay. You're going to hold here about 45 seconds to a minute per side, just balancing, engaging, even feeling as if you're going to move forwards out of this, what is essentially a crawl position, teaching your glutes to get back and behind you. Then you're going to build this up to your feet and start to teach yourself how to use these positions. Nice, straight feet, hips reaching back to absorb force, knees staying over the ankle and slightly out, okay? Start to balance even on a single leg. You can hold something to start with to just find this balance. And naturally, as you walk and run, you're going to start to get better feedback from your feet and from the ground. You're going to load back into the hips, and you're going to have this flow and this efficiency, this kind of like slightly lower animalistic walk. In real life, it'll look sort of something like this, a little more natural. Straight feet, hips reaching back, low and loaded. Okay, these are athletic positions. You're going to be much more competent hiking, biking, running, moving, walking, running, jumping, cutting and turning. You're going to stay safe, you're going to stay efficient, and it's going to be very conducive to your longevity as an athlete, even just as a human, right? Taking away the risk of serious injury, wear and tear over time. You can get to your 60s, 70s, and 80s and still be in these nice athletic positions with your knees, your hips, your ankles, your back, all safe and solid. Love it, guys. That is sorting out the knees. Boom. If you want to be part of the Revival of the Fittest program, if you want one-on-one support, reach out, DM me the word Revival. We can talk about one-on-one coaching, but join the community, stay engaged with a lot of this stuff. And you'll be supported by the community as you go through integrating this new nutrition, lifestyle, and movement practices. Love it, guys. We'll chat soon.